Most people are afraid of death, so I put it on my wall and look at it every single day. A few days ago, I sat down with a blank sheet of paper and drew three things: a skull, a hourglass, and a stone. Then I wrote a quote from Steve Jobs about death and stuck the papers on the wall. The quote is in Portuguese, but here is the jaws of the death, hourglass, and a tombstone. These papers is right where I can see them every day. And my wife looked and was silent for a moment. Then she asked, "Why do you have death on your wall?" And I told her the truth, because I keep forgetting that time is running out and I needed to focus what matters. We live as if we have time forever. That is a trap, not because we're stupid, but because life is comfortable enough to make us forget. Think about it. You wake up, browse social media, eat, work, sleep, and at some point in this routine, days become weeks, weeks become months, and one morning you look in the mirror and ask yourself, wait a minute, what have I really been doing? I know that feeling. I'm even going through it right now. And the scary part isn't wasting time. The scary part is not even realizing it's gone. That's why I drew these images, because my brain needed something it couldn't ignore. A skull staring at you from the wall while you're about to waste another hour. That's different. That remain. Like a friendly hand on your shoulder saying, "Hey, you're still here? Conscious? Great. Then do something that matters. Follow your purpose, because very soon that is your destiny." Steve Jobs wasn't a spiritual man in the traditional sense, but he understood something that monks and philosophers have been saying for thousands of years. The death is not the enemy. Forgetting about death is the real enemy. Let's reflect for a moment on Steve's quote and feel the power of these words. Remembering that I will be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. So this quote is very strong, but the Stoics have a practice called Memento Mori. Remember that you will die, not as a punishment, not to make you sad, but as to a compass. Because when you hold death in one hand and your day in the other, suddenly the little things stop seeming so urgent. The argument that didn't need to happen, the dream you continue to pursue. Postponing it until next year, the version of yourself you keep saying you'll become someday. Someday is the most dangerous word in the language, because someday has no date. Someday lives in a future that never arrives. And the tombstone on my wall, that simple drawing I made with a pencil, reminds me that someday has a deadline. It always has. I just keep pretending it didn't. Most of us do. We treat our time as if we're infinite and our excuses as if they were valid. But the clock doesn't care about your excuses. It just keeps ticking and ticking. Here's what I want to change about myself after I put those drawings on the wall. Stop waiting to feel ready. Because death doesn't wait for me to feel ready either. When it comes, and that's it. I want to stop saying I'll start it when the time is right, because the time is always a little off when always will be. I want to ask myself a different question every morning. Not what do I need to do? If this were my last year, would I be doing what I set out to do? If you're on that journey, using difficulties to build a better life instead of running away from them, follow this channel because that's what I am documenting here, the real things. My goal in Remember Death is not be sad, you're depressed, it's simply to be awake. There is a difference between a life lived in fear of death and a life lived illuminated by the awareness of it. Those drawings on my wall doesn't depress me, they liberate me. Every morning I look at the hourglass and think, okay, the sand moved overnight. What I am going to do with what's left. That is the gift death gives you, if you're willing to accept it. It removes everything that is false. It makes real things obvious. It makes you focus on your purpose, on what is important, and remove all the bullshit distractions. The people you love, the version of yourself you want to become, but you still lack the courage. Death doesn't take those things away from you. It just reminds you that you're the one who chose not to pursue them. And that choice, that's the only thing you truly control. The only true tragedy isn't dying. The true tragedy is reaching the end and realizing you never really lived. There's another video on the channel where I'll talk about death. What happens after death? Is there life after death, or is there really the end of life? Watch that next video. It connects directly to everything we just discussed here. I am Haria, and remember, the truth lives within you.